Vintage Story. I absolutely love this game, and I'm so happy to be back. Welcome, my friends, to Vintage Story 1.22. The only settings I'm going to change is enabling the color accurate world map, decreasing the land cover percentage to 80 so we can have some decently large oceans spawning, and we're going to reduce the world size considerably so we don't have to travel so far to explore a bunch of awesome stuff. And on that same note, we're also going to reduce the story structure's distance scaling to only 50%. So let's get this world created, and while the game does that, of course, if you guys are excited for this brand new series here on the PythonGB channel, not MC, then I'd really appreciate it if you'd consider dropping a like to help get this series and video out there on YouTube. And of course, if you're new around here and you don't want to miss out on my future vintage story content, do hit that subscribe button. So here we are with our character. Let's go ahead and choose a class. And you know what? I actually had quite a lot of fun playing Malefactor on my old Vintage Stories series back on the MC channel. So, do you know what? I'm going to go for it again. So, let's get this thing underway. And oh my goodness me. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm so happy to be back in this game, my friends. I really, really am. I've missed this a heck of a lot. And I thought that with a brand new update, now is as good a time as any to get back into things. So here we are, and a lovely vintage story morning. Wait, is that a bear? Uh-oh. Nope. 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 What we're gonna do is try to find ourselves some stones on the floor. Oh my goodness me! Look at this guy! Oh, he's so small! Hey, check this out, my friends. Already coming across one of the brand new 1.22 overhauled trader outposts. Gone are the days when they just sort of shack up in a hovel of a caravan. No. They got proper houses now. Look at this. We can go in the gate here. We can check out all of the beautiful stuff they got going on. A crimson maple sapling in this flower pot of epicness. Oh, mate. How's it going? All right. Treasure hunter trader. You are kidding. The first villager I come across, and it's the treasure hunter trader. That's amazing. And for any of you guys who don't know why this is amazing, this is the NPC that will start you on your story journey. Haven't seen you around before? You just wake up? I think so. Well, good morning to you. Name's Helona. I roam around these parts, finding and trading what I can. Got anything to trade? Let's have a look here. Oh, yeah. Lots and lots of things. If we manage to grab ourselves like a shovel or some candles or some bread, as you can see here, we'll be able to get ourselves rusty gears, which are basically the equivalent of emeralds in Minecraft. Look at the stuff we can buy, though. Look at this. Temporal gears. A treasure map. Wait, treasure map? I don't recall this ever being a thing in the game before. I'd be very interested in trying to pick up one of these bad boys later in the series. But anyways, Helona, you enjoy the rest of your day, bud. I am going to go out into the world, and I'm going to try and find myself some sticks and stones. Here we are with the sticks. All you got to do is look for the branches which have little twigs in them. And the easier way to determine whether or not it's a bush you can get sticks from is just looking at the top center. Birch branchy leaves. Those will give you sticks 100% of the time. And the same goes with any kind of branchy leaves, not just birch. So, as you can see, more sticks for your boy. Oh, yeah, look at my character. Malefactors have some pretty cool gear to start out with. As you can see, Malefactor, white wooden mask and gloves. Oh, nice! We found ourselves some peat already. Dude, this is great. What we're going to want to do is we're going to want to come back here eventually and pick this up. So we're going to press M on our keyboard. We're going to right click and we are going to type in peat. And I'm going to make it brown, and I'm going to give it, oh, I don't know, this little icon here. Why not? Save that, and we've got ourselves a waypoint. Right, now if we could just find ourselves some stones on the floor, we can get to work on making ourselves some rudimentary tools. Oh, horsetail. Brilliant. Definitely going to want to pick up a whole bunch of these bad boys because we'll be able to make ourselves items that will allow us to heal. Got ourselves some mushrooms as well. Common moral. Are these ones that we can eat? Yes, they are. You can get mushrooms in this game that will harm you. Maybe even kill you in some cases, I think. Obviously, if they're good for you, you can eat them. And you can restore your saturation/hunger bar on the right-hand side there. As you can see, it's going up nicely. Now, as I'm sure you figured out already, yes, I'm treating this as kind of like a tutorial/guide series, because with each new vintage story update, there's usually a whole new rooster of people who come to play the game for the very first time. So I really do hope that this sort of guide/tutorial style Let's Play will help in some way, shape, or form. Check this out, though. Tin or bits. This is pretty darn lucky. If you find yourself any orbits on the surface, directly underneath it is going to be a proper ore vein. So what we're going to want to do here, once again, is set down a little bit of a waypoint. So let's just put tin ore. We'll make it black. We'll make it a little pickaxe symbol. And there we are. Now, in all seriousness, where are the stones? You normally find them littered all across the floor. Oh, whoa, okay. No. Oh, wow, those guys are really quite quick. Oh, yeah, now we find stones, yeah. Oh, it's flint. Okay, cool. Wait, okay, that guy has given up, has he? Okay, good-o. Right, let's pick up some stones, shall we? We've got granite, we've got flint. Both of those would be quite nice to have. And, ew, these look different, don't they? The berry bushes have been overhauled. We've got wild cranberries, and they are fruiting, which is awesome. We can eat those, and they'll also give back some hunger. Now, the cool thing about this game is the more varied your diet, the higher amount of health you will have. As you can see, we've got a fruit bar, we've got a vegetable bar, grain, protein, and dairy. As time goes on and you eat yourself a nice healthy balance of food, the amount of health you have, or maximum health more to the point, will go up. As you can see right now, we have 12.8 health points, which is a decent start. Oh, check this out though. I think this is a 1.22 thing. On the tooltip right there, it says Shy Bearer, minus 15% yield, thin-skinned fruit for minus 35% ripe duration, and weak-rooted for plus 30% nutrient uptake. Wow, okay. There's a lot of depth. Even to just these berry bushes now. There's a heck of a lot of depth to this game in general, which is definitely going to be something you guys notice as time goes on. But not even I realized just how in-depth berry bushes are now. This is kind of nuts, actually. So then, what we're going to want to do with the bits of stone we've managed to pick up, there's a couple more right there, is we're going to want to shift and then right-click. And as you can see, there's a lot of stuff we can make. I think the first thing I want to do is make myself a knife. So let's click on that, and we get ourselves a bit of a grid pattern. All you got to do is left-click to get rid of the voxels. And as you can see, you can sort of get rid of large sections just by sort of segregating a section away from the main bit. So as you can see there, we've got our flint knife blade already. So do we want to get ourselves some rudimentary weaponry as well? Flint spearhead? Hell yeah! I swear the shape of the spearhead has changed for 1.22. Used to look far different. What else do we want here? I'm thinking an axe head, so we can start chopping down some trees and getting ourselves some wood. So let's just go ahead and do a little bit of that. And as you can see, got plenty of sticks. All we need to do is chuck a stick underneath each bit. And there we are. Flint spear, flint knife, flint axe, all the flint stuffs. So as much as, yes, we used flint to make ourselves those tools, we can also use a variety of different kinds of stones. For example, we've got ourselves granite knives and shovels and spearheads and such. So do you know what? I'm going to make myself a granite shovel. So there we are. That's a pretty healthy starting set of gear right there. I think the next thing I want to do is use my knife to try and find myself a whole bunch of cattails. Oh, nice! We're going to sell some mature turnips as well. I mean, I guess we could go ahead and pick those bad boys up, chomp on those, for a little bit more of a varied diet. Yeah, look at that. The veggie bar is starting to get bigger. As you can see, 13.1 maximum health points now. So then, here we are. Found ourselves some cattails. And now what we're going to do is we're going to use our knife to try and grab ourselves as many of these things as we possibly can. There's a lot of good stuff that you can make with cattails. We can make those things that I was on about before that allow you to heal your health. We can make ourselves little hand baskets that will expand the amount of inventory space we have. There's a lot of stuff, and you're going to need a lot of these cattails for it all. So, let me see how many I can find here. Oh, good grief, there's a boar following me. No, 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 you leave me alone, you son of a gun. Go on, you want to try it? Come on. Come on, I got a spear for you. No? Decided to back off, did we? You knew I was about to turn around and get the better of you there, bud. I suppose I should congratulate him on his decision-making to get away from me. Oh, nice! We found some clay, my friends. Some red clay. Definitely something else we're going to want to mark down on our map. Because believe you me, this is going to be useful. Oh, wow. Even more peat as well. This is a pretty resource-rich area, huh? All right. This is more like it, my friends. Loads and loads of cattails to be had. Alrighty. So, thought I'd take a little bit of a break just to show you folks what exactly it is we're going to be making with the cattails. If we do a little bit of this and a little bit of this, as you can see, a hand basket. What we do with this is we put it in this little slot down here. And as you can see, 3 more inventory slots. Let's go ahead and make ourselves a whole bunch more. As you can see, now 12 more inventory slots. Now, although we have the hand baskets made, there's still a good amount of stuff we need these cattails for, so we're gonna have to try and grab ourselves a whole bunch more even still. Alrighty, my friends, with a few more cattails grabbed, let's see what we can make now. 40 more of them. The first thing we can do is, if we do a little bit of a circle job 3 times, as you can see, a reed chest, the most basic form of storage you can get. And now what we're going to do with these cattails is combine them with the horsetail. Up this way round, and then as you can see, horsetail poultices, health restored 2.0, duration 10 seconds. So yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time to restore your health using these bad boys, but restore they will. Alright, check it out, my friends. Got ourselves some different types of crops here. We've got flax, and from experience, I can tell you, the sooner you get flax, the better things are going to be. And we didn't even get a seed from that? Really? I mean, granted, the growth stage wasn't at 9 out of 9, but normally, even at 8 out of 9, you'd still get at least a seed. Oh my goodness. Talking of oh my goodness, our food situation is looking a little bit dire. We're going to need some food. And also, oh my goodness, the sun is going down and we don't have a bed. We should probably get on top of that. What we're going to do now is use our knife to start chopping this here grass. And with that, we should be able to eventually make ourselves a bed. 24 bits of long grass is the magic number. So there we are. All we've got to do is make them into hay bales. And there we are with a hay bed. What have we got here? Oh, more flax. 8 out of 9. Hey, 9 out of 9. That's pretty good. So we should be guaranteed, yeah, a good amount of stuff that time. Flax grain, flax fibers, and there we are with the seeds. Shall we see if we can get some seeds from these other crops as well? We've got some more 9 out of 9s, actually. Wow. All right, what about this one? Hey, we got a seed from that one at least. Oh, hello. What have we got here? We've got ourselves some spelt grain and flax grain. I mean, they're very rudimentary food sources, but they'll do for now. They will stave off the starvation for just a little bit. What do we think, my friends? Time to make ourselves some torches so we can see what we're doing at night? I think that'd be a good idea. So, let's make ourselves a couple of these bad boys. Then what we're going to need is just a few more bits of dry grass here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to get a couple of sticks and the dry grass, and we're going to make ourselves a fire starter. Then with the torches, we're going to place one down. We are going to shift right click and hold that right click until it ignites the torch. As you can see, there we are. And with the lit torch, we'll be able to light up the other torches we have in our hotbar as well. As you can see, 3 lit torches. We can now see what we're doing. Ah! Oh my goodness me, there's a spider, weirdo spider thing. Oh, no, 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 no. I don't want to die. I don't want to die already. Please go away. Ooh. Right, what time of day is it? It's about 8:30. So far as I can remember, yeah, as you can see, lets you sleep for 7 hours a day. So if I was to sleep now, I would wake up in the middle of the night at 3:30 a.m. So yeah, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put the torches in our offhand so I can always have them on me and so we can always see what we're doing. We've got ourselves some rye here. And as before, it might be a rudimentary food source, but it will stave off the starvation for a little bit. Wow, look at that beautiful moon over there. Oh, hang on, what's this? Hey, more flax. Well, don't mind if I do there, vintage story. Ah, finally, another decent berry bush. Blackcurrants that time. So I wonder if I can still just, like, pick these up flat out. Oh, that's interesting. Plant debris. Not good for much more than composting. Presumably, there's an entirely different way of picking up berry bushes and transplanting them down somewhere else, huh? I guess that's something we'll figure out just a little bit later. For now, though, my goodness me, it is very, very dark, but oh my word, does the night sky look beautiful. Oh, I love it. Right, let's get ourselves a bed placed down and let's go to sleep, shall we? If we bring up our character menu by pressing C, we can see the nighttime skip by. As you can see, the time is just flying by. So here we are, my friends. A new day has dawned, and we now have the rather pressing task of trying to find food. And a good amount of it, ideally, because we are not looking good right now. Wow, now that is a cave entrance. Or is it? No, I don't think it is. I think it's just a hole of death. But anyways, like I said, slightly more pressing matters to deal with. We need food urgently. Chanterelle? Is that a mushroom I can eat? Yes it is. Okay, excellent. Whew! Okay, looks like there's a good amount of them as well. So, let's have them all. Lovely, lovely. Some more horsetails for some more poultices eventually. And some more mature vegetables for seeds and for food. Amazing. Now, let's grab these ones as well. So we've got mushrooms and turnips now for a little temporary food source. Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. My torches just went out because I went underwater. All right, well, let's go ahead and get them relit real quick. And now, since my little knife has expired, it's time to get ourselves another one. Only believe me, there's plenty more cattails and dry grass we're going to be needing. I think a full stack of 64 cattails will keep us going for a good amount of time. So, now to grab ourselves some more dry grass. So then, checking out the map, it looks like we've explored quite a far way to the north, but actually what I want to do is get myself back down to the south here, only it looks like there's a nice little shoreline here, and what I am hoping for, best case scenario, if we're lucky, very, very lucky, we might be able to find one of the newer coral reef biomes from 1.21. But hey, failing that, I think it'll be a nice idea to set up at the shoreline anyway, because eventually I'd love to get into sailboat making. It's something I've never done before, and I'd very much like to in this series, which is kind of why I decreased the land cover option from the default of 97.5% down to 80%. So we can have these oceans generate. On the way to the coastline, there are certain things I'd like to very much grab for myself, chief among which is wood. Quite simply, I need a bunch of wood, and we're going to go for this pine tree here, because why not? You are the one I selected. The very first tree to be felled in Python's empire. That's what I called this one, by the way. I don't know if you guys noticed. But yeah. Come on, let's get this thing chopped down. As you can see, it does take a fair while, and the amount of time it takes actually scales with the size of the tree. So, the smaller the tree, the faster it gets chopped down, and inversely, the bigger the tree, the slower it is to chop down. But anyways, as you can see, got ourselves a bunch of pine logs, and with these bad boys, we're going to take the axe, and we're going to turn all of this pine wood into firewood. We'll get into why we need that firewood in just a bit. The next thing I'd like to try and find... Oh, hey, some more rye. Very nice. I'll take the food side of things. There we are. And then we'll pick back up the seeds. Whoa! Hello! We've got ourselves some abandoned structures here, everybody! That's pretty good, because in these bad boys, you can find little vessel-type things. And within those vessels, random loot. What have we got? Ah, here we go. Look at this. We've got ourselves a vessel which has been labeled as forage. And within it... Whoa. Is that fire clay? No way is that fire clay. Oh, it's blue clay. I was just about to say, blimey. Hang on a minute. This place is screaming to me that there's a basement. I think this is going to be one of those things we mark on the map and come back to. So we're just going to call this waypoint ruins, and we'll give it the little vessel symbol. Were there any other vessels to be had just at the surface here? Yeah, 2 of them. Both of them ore ones. Oh, all right. What have we actually got? Get rid of this plant debris and we can find out. What is that? Black coal? Wow. That is actually an incredible thing to find. Is that also black coal? It is! 17! Fantastic. Normally you have to go mine that stuff, but we've been lucky enough to just find it flat out. Oh, very good. Look at that. There's a vessel up on this tree here containing food. And look at this. We've got ourselves a little bit of a chest with a whole bunch of torches. So down goes that torch. And now we're going to light up all the other ones. I am absolutely loving this New World series so far. I really do hope you folks are digging this game as much as I'm enjoying playing it, because I really genuinely do enjoy this game. Like, literally, I only started playing it last year in 2025, and it has rapidly become, like, top 5 games for me. Anyways, with that said, let's go ahead and see what kind of food we have in here. What on earth is all of that? Rye grain. Alright, well, let's go ahead and nom on it. We'll pick back up the torches, and then we'll resume our quest to find ourselves the coast. Ooh, red currants. Finally, my friends, we're back up to just about maximum hunger. Ah, I feel like we've been on the edge of starvation for most of this episode. How's our character looking, by the way? Hey, look at that. That's a good amount of varied diet, isn't it? 15.5 maximum health now. Now, it's probably worth noting, a bunch of you Vintage Story veterans have probably already commented this in the comments area. It's worth mentioning that when you dual wield, you actually wind up consuming more of your hunger bar far more quickly. So if we press C to bring up our character menu, as you can see, hunger rate 120%. If we don't dual wield, it goes down to just the normal 100%. So that's definitely something you'll want to keep in mind if you want to dual wield stuff with, I don't know, shields, torches, whatever it may be. Alright, so we're running past the clay and peat deposit we found next to each other earlier. Oh, hello! Native copper bits. This is definitely worthwhile noting down, because we're going to need copper a little bit later in the series if we want to start making ourselves some properly good tools. But anyways, yeah, I'm running past the peat and clay deposit because I want to quickly set up my reed chest that I made earlier at the coastline, and then I can put some stuff away, and then I can go grab the clay and not have to worry about inventory space as much. Dude, it has got to be said, that area over there, that hill with all those trees on it, my oh my, does that look cool. You, my little wolf dude, look cool as well. But I don't want to get on the wrong side of you, because it wouldn't take much for him to kill me, is all. Hey, look at that! Another different kind of ore. We've got quartz bits here, so yet again, let's get ourselves a little bit of waypoint action sorted out. Oh, get out of town. We actually do have a coral reef biome here. Whoa! What a find! Our quest to find the coastline and to get lucky enough to find ourselves a coral reef is at an end. Oh, I'm absolutely chuffed a bit. In terms of this being a building-friendly area, though, yeah, it kind of isn't. There's a lot of hills going on, and these biomes where you get horsetail spawning, they're kind of known for spawning bears. So, yeah. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I meander my way back up to this sort of mouth of the ocean here. There is one cool thing about these foresty, horsetail forest biomes, and that is you can find sticks just on the floor. All you gotta do is right-click on them, and you've got some sticks in the inventory without having to chop apart some of these here leaf blocks. Oh, hey! There's red clay here. Hey, would you look at this? If this isn't screaming, build a basic little starter shelter here. I don't know what is. Let's get our reed chest placed down. And I think within it, we're just going to put all of the stuff that we just don't need for now. We don't need seeds for now. We don't need, like, fuel for now and such like that. So there we are. A nicely cleaned out inventory. And now we are going to go grab ourselves some red clay. Wild strawberry plants. Huh. I don't remember strawberries being in this game before, but hey, I'll take them. So here we are, my friends. Time to go up this red clay with a shovel. We're going to grab ourselves a few stacks because, believe me, we're going to need it. With this, we're going to get into clay forming, and then we'll also get into how to make a pit kiln so we can sort of smelt the stuff that we form with the clay. There is a whole variety of stuff that we're going to need, my friends. So, let me grab a bunch of this stuff. Alrighty, 3 stacks. I think that'll keep us going for a little bit. Alrighty, so we're back at our coast base area. I'm going to add a waypoint, which is pinned, so it always appears on the minimap in the top right there, as opposed to going off screen, as you can see with that red clay deposit on the bottom left there. So then, let's get on with some clay forming. Shift, right click, and as you can see, there's a ton of stuff we can make. We are going to start off with 1 crucible. As you can see at the bottom center there, it says requires 2 red clay. So let's click on this, and then this is where the fun stuff begins. If we press F, we can change the size of our sort of, I don't know, brush, if you will. All you gotta do is left click to get rid of the squares. Let's decrease it down to 1 by 1, and then we can do a little bit of this. Then when we've got green outline squares, we right click to put the little squares back in. Now in the case of the crucible, what we could do is press F, duplicate layer, and just hold right click, and as you can see, it speeds up the process a whole heap of a ton. Turns out I accidentally added some voxels in where I didn't need to. Let's get ourselves a final few done here, and there we are. That's 1 crucible. We're also going to make ourselves a bowl. So again, get rid of the squares we don't need here and insert the squares where we need them. The bowl is quite a lot smaller than the crucible, so that one doesn't take too long to make. Next up, I would recommend a cooking pot. And similar to the crucible, we should be able to do duplicate layer. And there we are, cooking pot. Now, as much as I may be the flower pot king in Minecraft and Terraria, unfortunately, it doesn't really have any priority for me on this game. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to make ourselves a red clay crock. In this case, as you can see, we have big 3x3 areas we can get rid of. And yeah, as you saw, that sped things along real nice like. And there we are. So, the reason I went for only 4 items here will become apparent in just a second. Only if we dig out a little bit of an area, then shift right click, as you can see, the bowl only takes up 1/4 of the area. As a result, we can get the other things we just formed in here as well. Now what we're going to want to do is fill this up with some of the dry grass we picked up earlier. Then we're going to add in some sticks. And while we could use firewood for our pit kiln fuel, or even coal for that matter, I think what I'm going to do is go for the happy middle ground, which is peat. So let's head on over to one of our peat deposits and grab ourselves some. Oh, there's another abandoned ruin thing here. Wait, are there any little thingies here? Oh, there is. Hello. Seeds. All right, what's this? Soybean seeds. Cool. Oh, turns out we have an even closer peat deposit. Nice. Do you know what? Our little coastal mini starter base area is coming up all Python, I would say. There's quite a lot of useful resources nearby. And we've got copper at the place itself as well, which is doubly awesome. So, with that shovel expired, we're going to take the peat that we did manage to get, and we're going to finish off our pit kiln creation. We've got ourselves 31 bits of peat. As you can see, we need only 4. Shift right click, and you can get that going nicely. Right, now what we're going to want to do is get ourselves a block to cover over the pit kiln, so in the event of rain, it doesn't put out our pit kiln. Then we grab out our fire starter, shift right click at the pit kiln, and keep on shift right clicking at the pit kiln until it becomes lit. Right, on that note, I think we're going to go to sleep so we can speed this thing along. That's right. Unlike Minecraft, when you sleep in a bed, it will actually speed up things like pit kilns and smelting and I believe other stuff as well. I don't really know the full list of things it speeds up, but this is definitely one of them. Let's go to sleep. Ah, yeah! Another morning in Vintage Story. Our pit kiln is making some good progress. It's still probably going to be a little bit before it's done, though. So how's about we use this time to get some little odd jobs done? First of which is getting ourselves a new knife. There we are. Then a new shovel. There we are. New knife. And there we are with the shovel. Check this out for a cool little feature. You can actually stack up various items in the space of a block for storage, thus ridding it out of your inventory. I wonder what other things I could do that with. Oh yeah, we could do it with sticks as well. Look at that, I've got a little bundle of sticks on the floor. Dude, that is so boss. Gonna make ourselves another reed chest so we can put away a bunch more of the various bits and bobs that we have. Alright, there we are. Firewood placed down. I've got various bits and bobs going on here. Everything's nicely organized. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go foraging for food. And yes, that is going to include some unaliving of some of the creatures that exist in this game. Hello, little, hen thing. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm gonna need some of your meat. Shift right click, and as you can see, a whole bunch of stuff has been dropped by the chicken, or hen in that case. So we've got a rooster this time, looking ideally for some more poultry. Yeah, look at that. So with a little bit of meat grabbed, now we're going to try and find ourselves some things that we can put with it. Almond mushrooms, these appear to be quite good for us. So let's go ahead and pick up a bunch. Oh wow, look at it, it's everywhere. And then to wrap up the episode in just a bit, I'm going to show you the basics of cooking actually decent food. Ooh, is that more red clay I see? Beautiful. Marked on the map and very close to the other deposit, I might say. That's pretty cool. Bitter bullet. I have no idea if this one's good for us. No, it's not. -1 HP. Nope, get out of my life. Earthball mushroom. What on earth? Alright, let's have a look at -8 HP. Jeez, that's awful. Alright, do you know what? I think we're just going to play with the cards we've been dealt. We've got ourselves some poultry, and we've got ourselves some mushrooms. We should be able to make ourselves a semi-decent meal with that. Oh, hello. Some more poultry. Only, yeah, now we're in a race against time. And not a very nice one either. Oh, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Come on, buddy. Come here. Oh, you might have just saved my life there, berry bush. Thank you very much. Right, that'll keep us going until we cook ourselves up some food. Oh my goodness me. I thought the baby mob models in Minecraft when they got overhauled were cute, but that guy takes the cuteness to a whole nother level. Buddy. Oh, wait. Did he just drown? Oh, thank goodness for that. I was just about to say. Sheesh, man. Maybe you should get back with your parent or something, wherever the parent has gone. Dude, you're really irresponsible. Go get your kid for crying out loud. Jeez. While we're waiting for the pit kiln to finish, what we're going to do is we are going to set ourselves up a little bit of a cooking station. I'm going to go ahead and do it over here. What we do is we start off with dry grass. We right-click to put it down while shifted. And now, my friends, now we need ourselves this wood. We do a little bit of this, and this, and that makes ourselves a little bit of a fire pit. And we're just going to grab ourselves some fuel, get that added, and when our cooking pot is finished, we'll be able to finally make ourselves some meals. There is something I probably should have mentioned at the top of the hour, and that is if you press H, you can bring up the handbook. This is a comprehensive helping guide for everything, from the very start of the game to end game, where you're making yourself steel tools and steel gear and such. So believe me when I say it is your one-stop shop for learning everything there is to learn about this game. Die making, steel making, mechanical power, which is basically the equivalent of redstone in this game. Temporal stability. That's what that little gear icon is at the bottom center of the screen. If that starts going down, you will start going insane, and you'll have a bunch of hostiles spawn on you. You don't want to let that get too low, believe me. But yeah, checking out the starter guide, for example, we've already done most of the things that are listed here. First tools, expanding our inventory, finding food, fire and lighting stuffs, combat, shelter, preparing for winter. That's a little bit later on in the series, of course. But yeah, we've gone through most of the starter stuff already. We just need for this pit kiln to finish. A pit kiln fueled with firewood will take 20 in-game hours to finish. Peat will take 16 hours, which I don't think we're a million miles away from now. We've got brown/black coal taking only 12 hours and charcoal only 10 hours. So yeah, like I said before, the peat is sort of the happy middle ground between the firewood and the coal we very luckily managed to grab ourselves before. In the next episode, we'll get into how to make your very first pickaxe. I know. On Minecraft, it takes no time at all. In this game, it's a very, very involved process. And you know what? That is one of the things I genuinely love about this game. The depth. Like, honestly, there's so much depth and things you can do in this game. It is just completely mad. It really, really is. And I'm really hoping that you guys will enjoy this series and what's to come. Hey, there we are, my friends. Our various pottery stuffs are now taken care of, and just in time as well, because I am starving. So, let's go ahead and put the cooking pot on our little fire pit. We're then going to use our torches to light this bad boy, because you're guaranteed to light it, unlike the fire starter, where there's only a chance. And now what we're going to do is we're going to pop into here, and these 4 slots is where we can start putting our food bits. So we're going to start with the poultry, and then we're going to have ourselves nicely proportioned amounts of food. So 3 poultry in the first and second slot, and then 3 almond mushrooms in the third and fourth slot. As you can see, we'll create 3 servings of hefty poultry almond mushroom stew. And now all we gotta do is play the waiting game. In the meantime, we can grab out the crock we made before, and indeed the bowl. And then, once this has cooked, we can put the food in the crock and then into the bowl so we can eat it. Yes, character, yes, I know you're starving. Just wait a tiny bit longer there, buddy. This arrow is almost full. And here we are. 750 hunger for protein restored, plus 240 hunger for vegetable restored. So a grand total of 990 hunger/saturation will be restored with each portion. For reference, the amount of hunger / saturation you have is 1500. So, yeah. Believe me when I say, this is a good way to get your food. So, nomming on this will restore a heck of a lot of that bar there. Look at that. Not bad, eh, my friends? We've got 2 more full servings of this, so when the bar gets down to roughly a third, and we eat ourselves another portion, we should have ourselves a full hunger bar again. Can't go forgetting to take out the fuel, though, because otherwise this thing will just keep burning, like, infinitely. So on that successful note, my friends, it is time to wrap up our first Vintage Story episode right here. Thank you very much for watching. I really do hope you folks have enjoyed today's episode. Drop a like if you have. It really does help out the channel very, very much. Subscribe, of course, if you don't want to miss out on my future content. But for now, have a fantastic rest of your day.